this formula, right, that I found. I call it the high excitement formula. I didn't come up with it. It's actually one of the things that I've been learning about a lot. It is actually what I, kind of guiding my behavior, guiding my goals, guiding what I do now it is a major thing that actually kind of putting my life in a positive direction. It's essentially these 3 steps, right? So I realize is when I learn about this formula, the more I realize how effectively can it create a life or reality that corresponds with your highest vibration or highest excitement or highest way of living. So again, the formula goes like, act on your highest excitement out of the options you have available. Like, for example, we talk about working out, right? What is the one that gives you the most joy, the most excitement? Start with that. Same with work. What is the work that excites you the most? You may not be excited about all the things you're doing, but if you have a list and you have a little bit of freedom, start with the most exciting options you have available, and then take it as far as you can, right? Even these calls or even these sessions that I write, it's out of my highest excitement. And the topics I'm talking about, what I talked about specifically today, is the most exciting topics for me. So, and then I took it as far as I can. So these are kind of the 4 steps that I kind of live by now. And I think it can help many people. And then I teach people this all the time. And because it has been super effective for me. This is one of the main ways that I, in university, how I was able to get into high distinction, or even though I graduated in psychology, I ended up going to tech and growing in my career quickly, was because I didn't know at that time consciously I was doing this, but I did just go after what excited me. Even when I did certain certifications, even when I applied for certain roles, I use the excitement or joy factor to do that. So same thing when I'm doing in my career now, I'm actively seeking out what brings me joy in my career and then focusing on those things. I'm not trying to do everything anymore because I know how effective joy is. It has become my guidance system. It has become my GPS essentially to how to direct my life. So many people ask, well, what is my purpose? How do I make good decisions? Listen to your own self. Listen to your own joy. Listen to your own excitement. That is itself is the guiding system guiding you. And I cannot tell you that I always used it. I've used it sometimes in my past. Sometimes I completely forgot about it and did what I had to do because of money or because of culture, because of our programming. But what I found was the more I live out of my excitement, live out of my joy, the more easier to solve my problems, the more easier to achieve my goals, the more easier for me to go in the direction in my life that I want to. Okay, so that's something that I teach. This is because it's been really effective method for me. And another thing I learned is that don't insist when you're working on this, using this system, don't insist on a specific outcome, because when you start to take action and you keep insisting on a specific outcome, it's going to bring you unnecessary stress and burnout. Your job is to continue to go from one activity to another activity as long as it's exciting, and take it as far as you can. And you might say, you know what, I cannot always work on exciting things. I have to do what my boss say, right? I have to do what my team asking. I completely get it. Like, you do the work that is necessary, but you might have from like either 5 to 9 or 5 to 6, 6 to 9, that is your time, right? So use that to do something exciting for you. And if you're in school or if you're in university, start your stuff earlier. But when you're reading your textbook or when you're working on your assignments, start with the ones that is most exciting for you first, right? Again, same when I wrote my books, I published within like 3 years, I published like 4 books. Literally use this mechanism. It was so easy because of that, because I literally said, okay, these are the topics. What is the most exciting topic I can work on today? And then what's the next one? What's the next one? And so forth. So that's what have been my major GPS to accomplish what I'm accomplishing. But I'm not saying that's life is about accomplishment. It just, I don't even feel I accomplished too much. What I just did was just did what was fun for me, what was joyful for me. So when I wrote the books, I just wrote my chapters essentially based on which chapter is the most exciting for me, which topics is most exciting for me. I just began from that. and I continue to move forward from that being my guidance. Okay, very valuable one I learned. I wish I learned this stuff earlier, but I'm glad that at least I'm learning now. Like these are one of the main reasons that I'm working as a executive coach for people or leadership coach or whatever the name may be, is because there's certain things in my career that I wish I knew. Somebody that told me, or I learned about, or I took it seriously. So some of these things I heard, but I didn't take it as seriously as I needed to. But only now, when I'm 37, I realize, okay, after looking into everything I see, these specific ones are really important, and I wish I applied them earlier. And this is a major one that I wish I applied earlier, but at least I have it now, and at least I can tell people early in their career, and you're executives, or when you're in your leadership role, kind of use this mechanism to make decisions in your career. It will actually help you out a lot. And this is one of the major things even Jeff Bezos did, was that he left his job in investment banking to start just a bookstore, online bookstore. And he said it was his highest passion and highest excitement. And he just kept applying that highest passion for him. And then look where he's at, right? So there are many examples of people using this mechanism to accomplish what they have to accomplish in life. And you realize is that when you're going through that, you have no competition. You're not competing with anyone. You're not trying to outdo somebody. You're not even competing yourself and from your past. So you realize this literally creates a very specific advantage for you that either people cannot simply replicate you when you live out of your life out of excitement and joy. Okay, so that's a major find for me, major discovery that really helped my life. And that's what I wanted to share with you, because it can have a positive effect, very much so positive effect in your life if you continue to apply that. Okay. And then another aspect, I'm like, no matter what the outcomes are, stay positive. One of the things I say, if it doesn't go my, okay, that's for the greater good anyway. That's telling me what I shouldn't be doing. Right. So I never look at as, I'm making mistakes. I was like, I now realize, even when I, worked in, or, tech or, at marketing, sometimes I used to think, oh, did I do the right thing by going into tech or marketing? I used to feel bad because I did that, because I wish I would have been in psychology or psychotherapy earlier. But now I went through these experiences. I've gathered experiences that is, not be able to replicate by others. So I have experience now in tech and marketing and investment management, right? And now also in psychology and psychotherapy and coaching and leadership coaching, right? So these type of stuff that's keep now adding together and giving me a very specific advantage. And it, I kind of feel, now the fact that I did those things are more valuable to me now, right? So I don't really feel negative about it. And I decided to look it in a positive way by recognizing, that might be greater good that I did that. And that's exactly what I'm finding out now. So even if you're in struggle right now, just, start saying, this might be for greater good. I might not know. But it's only when I started to see it that way and experience it that way, when I did started to look at things in a more of a positive glass. You know what I mean? So things, we talk about, looking, how your beliefs have a huge influence in your career, in your life, and how you make decisions. So that's one of the major things that I want to leave with you. Again, this is not something I came up with. It's something I learned from a person called Daryl Anka. So he talks about, he uses his personality called Bashar to explain this stuff. But I don't know if you know about him. But again, this is something I learned from them.